you don't even know about it. You say, can I see that piece of paper? It drives me bonkers, but it's oftentimes hard to articulate in this industry.
Keep in mind, too, things like the agent says, hey, I can't do anything better than what they're currently doing because State Farm is giving them a big discount for driving infractions for which Safeco and Chubb and everybody else is putting too much emphasis on that. So that, Dan sometimes will say that, hey, look, in 2016, August, that infraction, he never tells them what it is, although I can sometimes figure it out. Hey, look, in August of 2016, 2 years from now, that infraction falls off. Then I'll put a NetSuite as your friend, put a long-term task in NetSuite to revisit it then. Even if then, like I did this for Hinge, even though when we did the review 2 years later, and it was still the same, I can't eat State Farm, Mark Hinge thought that was awesome that I brought it up, that I remember that. And I didn't remember it, I just put something in a stupid computer that reminded me. So take advantage of those opportunities too.
Same thing on homeowners insurance. So I found that in talking to an agent, having them review, it'll say the same thing. So claim's going to fall off next year. Maybe then we can do something about it. But if anybody has had some experience with State Farm, they are pretty good from a pricing standpoint, but pretty hard to work with when you actually have claims. So I think it's good to do the NetSuite task.
Oftentimes working, with a third party to help gather if they don't have any is rare. I mean, you may find that, they don't have any coverage. You may find that in instances where they're a younger physician and they're just, starting to buy their first house. You may have to help spearhead that and understand that instance, but it's very, very rarely that you'd have that scenario where there would be new. Where you sometimes find that is second homes. So certain carriers won't cover in certain areas. Certain, vendors, brokers may not have the breadth in certain areas. They may suggest somebody, so you're kind of calling blind and do a, kind of a friendly agency that they've worked with or referred business to in the past to try to get business done with them. Types of property casualty insurance at a simple high level: homeowners, auto, personal articles, personal umbrella. Almost everyone in here kind of understands what each of those are.
Boats.
A lot. So there are obviously some other specialty pieces we had talked about down there. Who provides this? I think it's important to know the difference and explain that to your client because, very intelligent people sometimes don't understand the difference between the who is providing them this information. So, Preston, what's the difference between an agent and a broker?
The agent would be the person you talk to on the phone that deals with the insurance broker, right? That would actually, the agent would go to the broker to kind of secure the coverage?
No.
Okay. No idea that.
Agent works for the client and the broker works for the insurance company?
Opposite backwards. Agent always works directly for the company. Everything you share with the agent is company information at that point in time. So if you're trying to evaluate whether you file a claim or don't file a claim, it's as if you file a claim if you're talking about it with the agent. They know about that risk. They know about the details. Some of your typical mainline type lower valued homes and captive agents are primarily, State Farm is an agent type of a model. Allstate, Nationwide, are all, where you see a lot of commercials are typically agent-based because they're hitting the broader mass of